Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician. And if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Don't think about a pink elephant. I think I know what you're thinking about. A pink elephant. This illustrates why it's easier said than done not to worry about your sleep. And today we're going to talk about two strategies in that situation: journaling and mindfulness. Nice having you back here. If you're new to the channel, welcome to you. Hope you found something that is valuable to you here. Today, as mentioned, I want to talk about this problem of not trying to worry too much, not to try to obsess about sleep. And what made me really want to do this video today was I thought about this for a while, but what really triggered me to do this was this email I got 18 hours ago from Naomi from a few episodes ago. She's writing, I just wanted to ask you if it was natural to feel anxious in bed after a few nights of bad sleep. My friend says that I'm over-obsessing over it, causing me to be my own enemy. And first of all, being anxious in bed after some nights of bad sleep, completely expected, of course. You're not sleeping well. Instead of looking forward to going to bed, you feel anxious. And all the CBT techniques that we're talking about are really aimed at avoiding that, particularly stimulus control, whereby you leave the bed if you can't fall asleep, so you can kind of reassociate the bed with sleep again. So hope that little nugget was helpful. But I really want to focus on the second thing here. So I think, Naomi, your friend who's saying that you're over obsessing about it, causing you to be your own enemy, in a way she's right. The more we worry about sleep, the more we think about sleep, how am I going to sleep tonight? I didn't sleep. I just slept 2 hours yesterday. And what's going to happen if I don't sleep tonight? Am I never going to sleep, et cetera, et cetera. The more heightened, our alertness is, the more worried we become and the less we sleep. Now, the problem is, if somebody tells you, don't think about a pink elephant, you think about a pink elephant. Same thing, if somebody tells you, don't worry about your sleep, then you worry about your sleep. That's hard. So what can you do? Well, two things. Journaling, I think, is probably the kind of most straightforward way you can start, trying to deal with this. And one way of journaling is, setting off time, maybe an hour or so before your bedtime, setting off 15 minutes to write down all the things you worry about. That's very straightforward. Another way you can do that is, if you have these kind of recurrent thoughts, recurrent worries, is, you do the same thing, but instead of just listing the things that worry you, you write down the thing that worries you, or that you're worried about, and then you write down a couple of possible solutions. That's one way of journaling. And I guess I'll mention one more way of journaling, which is I guess the most advanced one, which is if things are, if there's kind of recurrent worrying thoughts during the day, you can write down what the thought was, and what you're worried about, and how likely that is to happen, and what you're gonna do if that happens. So just kind of giving you some ideas. Those are kind of some ways of journaling, so you can deal with worrying and kind of obsessive recurrent thoughts. Now the other method, which revolves around mindfulness, harder, but I believe could be effective. So think about it this way: if you think of your mind as a train station, where trains, all the way come in and they arrive, they depart, they arrive, they depart. There are tons of trains in there. Those trains are your thoughts. And, when kind of a stressful thought, a train comes in, you're tempted to jump on and and the train takes you don't know where really. But what you should be doing is stand on the platform and kind of observe the trains, just to give you an idea. It's really hard to do, but to further this thought, I am just reading this book. Do I have it here? Yeah, this guy, Mindfulness based therapy for insomnia, and I haven't gone through it yet, but I definitely want to get into it more. But he's going over some exercises, so I want to share one exercise with you, which is called the eating exercise, I believe. So you take you set aside one meal to do this exercise per day, and you can pick an item like a raisin to do this. And instead of just taking the raisin and eating it, you start with observing it. You look at, you know, how big it is, the color, like the shape, and then you touch it, you feel like the consistency, then you smell it, and you listen to it, and you know, it doesn't have any sound, right? But you still listen to it, and then you taste it, etc. This makes you very aware of it. You kind of like really step out, you know, and take a look at it, and somehow I think where the book is going. You can learn to do that same thing with your thoughts, you know. When you're worried about something, instead of like starting to think like, why am I worried about this? What am I going to do? I did this yesterday and this didn't work, da da da. You're like, oh, here I have this thought again. I've had this thought before. And you just kind of acknowledge that to have this thought again. So I you know, I'm just learning about this myself, but I wanted to share this as we move forward. So hope this was helpful to you, Naomi, and anybody else that is hearing this. And as always, if you have any questions, problems, concerns, anything like that, please leave a comment or drop an email at daniel@insomniainsight.co. Hope to have you back here real soon. Until then, bye-bye.